Okay, let's get straight into this because I think that it is a terrible idea to tell your spouse that you used to like somebody, and then you meet that person.
Can I just wait? You keep saying let me explain the ages.
It don't matter about the ages because that's what you told me.
No, right. I did tell you that.
Okay,
but I
so
was like,
let's not sugarcoat nothing.
No, we shouldn't. 2 or 3, a little boy, and
2 or 3. No. Growing
5,
up, we not about to say no 2 or 3.
5 or 6. I was young because
You
we
was
stopped.
a teenager.
I'm no teenager.
You was a teenager when you said that. I remember.
No,
Again, here we go trying to sugarcoat this.
No,
you can go ahead and tell your story, but I'm gonna tell mine.
No, I'm so serious. We stopped seeing our family. We cut off our family, so
Same
we
thing
didn't
you
see
did.
them. I only saw them family reunions, which was
Okay, right, but you
4 or
still
5.
seen them. You
No,
still seen.
when I was younger, 4 or
Okay.
5.
Okay, let's carry on.
I'm serious. When I was 4 or 5.
I'm serious too. Let's carry on. Go ahead and tell. Since you cut me off, since you wanted.
No, I'm just
go right ahead.
trying to explain the age. We only went our.
You
family.
were not no 2 or 3.
I just said. I just cleaned that.
You
Maybe
would
I was-
not remember at no 2 or 3 who you like.
No, I'm saying
Like,
when
that
I
does
was
not make sense.
4 or 5. I probably was 4 or 5.
You
or-
just said 2 or 3.
I
So
was
which one
wrong
is it?
about that young, but it was like.
So when you was 4 or 5, you knew you liked somebody.
Something like that. Yeah, it was young. We
So
didn't.
you think Ava at 5 years old know that she likes somebody?
I don't know.
or-
It was just a cousin that always like, hey, can you come? Because I was a little boy, and hey, they was happy to see me and be like, hey.
That's not the story you told me, Nutty, but go ahead.
I couldn't believe you got a teenager. I was not.
You told me that you are, like, she had a child, you end up having a child. You said this is a cousin that let's clear the cousin thing up. You're adopted, so this is not your blood family. This is not your family. And I think she was adopted too or something like that. Somebody is adopted. I know you adopted. She was adopted, right? Exactly. That's how I know that because this is what you told me. So anyways, you told me she had a child, you had a child. You said this is a cousin that I have always liked and we were going to get together and take our children on a play date. The play date never happened, right? It either happened once or it never happened because that's what you told me.
Right.
So then when I met her, because I didn't just come up with this.
No, I'm not saying you came up with it. Right before Jason's wedding, that's when I seen her again after around that time. Jason, when me and you met around 20-something.
Okay, no matter the age, you told me this is a cousin you used to like. This is a person you used to like. I don't care what the age was.
Well,
because that doesn't really matter at that point.
Right, but I'm just throwing it. It wasn't never a teenager, right? That I assumed
it wasn't
that,
2 or 3 either.
Then it probably had to be like when I was a kid, like a small kid. We only went around our family reunions when I was a kid, and we stopped when I got older. We didn't go around them no more. They stopped going around
Okay,
family.
all of that is cool, but it wasn't 2 or 3. I doubt that anybody know at 2 or 3 that they like somebody.
Okay.
Even 4 or 5. So I'm just saying it just seemed like we starting off like with it being watered down. Like, oh, I was just a kid.
No, I'm not watering.
What was the point of you telling me that then?
No, I'm not watering nothing down. First of all, it's not 2 or 3, and me saying that is I was just being completely honest and letting you know, like, and I'm not trying to water it down. Yes, I did say
but that's what it sounds like. Because why is it an explanation? You said it. Let's move on.
No, I did say it, but you trying to say like this happened when I was a teenager liking her.
You said that you liked her. You were older. You don't know at 2 or 3 that you liked somebody.
It's not 2. 2 or 3. I made a mistake of saying 2 or 3. I know I was a young boy.
Okay, you were a young boy. You were a young boy. That's what we're going to keep it at. That's cool. You were young. I could agree with that. You were a young boy.
Right. I can't think because I can't remember we was around our cousins. We was at a family reunion. And I just remember vivid things about them always hanging out with me or, wanting to, like people going to, when, people or cousins wanted to go to hang out with Eden or take Eden with them. And, hey, Eden, come on with me. And,
okay,
stuff like that, type thing like that. So, right, when I met you and around Jason's wedding, that's when I met up with them again. And, that situation.
You
And then
still said this is somebody that you used to be interested in.
not
That's the hope.
right.
You said that.
Right. Somebody I like. Okay. Somebody, right. I like. Right. But not that I haven't seen in a very long time like that. So it wasn't like, hey,
It
I seen
doesn't
her
really
again.
matter if you've seen somebody in a long time or not. The whole point, you got something else. It's like black. Yeah, you probably don't. It's like right there. I don't know. You might want to get in the mirror because if you talking, I can see it. Is it gone? Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
It's still in there. Yeah, you gotta go see. Because you can see it probably on the TV and on there. You see it?
Yeah.
You got it?
Right.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, let's scratch all of that. Let's just start over. We don't even got to get into, because this is just long and just drawn out for no reason. So let's just start over with the locked into the end. Or you don't even got to say that. Let's just start over because this is just getting long and drawn out for no reason about just this area. It's not that serious.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't think it's a good idea to sometimes we tell and we're trying to be open and honest about stuff in relationships.
Right.
But I think that it's, some stuff should be reserved maybe, because I remember this one time where you expressed to me that, in your childhood, you used to like one of the cousins, which you're adopted, I believe. You told me that she was adopted maybe. So you all weren't blood cousins. But I remember in childhood, you told me that you used to like her. And then, then we get to your grandma's birthday bash. And I'm now meeting the person that you said you used to like. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
when I met her, it was cool. But then y'all started having a conversation that I wasn't included in. So I was kind of just sitting there and y'all was kind of just talking. And it was like awkward, I think I ended up just like getting up, walking away at some point. Because it was like 10 minutes rolling past and I'm just sitting here,
Right. 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 Yeah, I don't agree that people should do something like that. Maybe they should learn how to include their spouse, how to work a room in situations like that, which I was never taught that or seen something that ever happened in the past. So this is the first time for me.
Right.
For it to happen.
I think you realized it afterwards, though, because I think you did tell me afterwards, when we had the conversation.
Right.
You realized it afterwards, I don't think you ever did it again, but.
Well, right. And, I don't know. Everything with this situation, I pray that I can. No, I wish I had somebody help me. That dude really just bothers me so much. I wish I had somebody to explain different things to me about having relationships. If you never met somebody, a certain way that like things is a certain way that should be a certain way that's offensive or rude or disrespectful in some type of way. You don't know, and then it's like, dang, man, it's not like I was doing something intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have known that I could go back and replay a lot of this stuff, so it would never happen, and I would never have to replay this stuff and go through this and
relive it,
relive it, because deep down inside I'm not this type of person, not that person to me mean and rude, never had this accountability. Was always being thoughtful of other people, and then when it happened, it's like, man, why couldn't I be thoughtful? Why couldn't I just, invite? Wish I just had another brain there or somebody to help me and say like, just include your wife and or include your spouse and don't have these conversations and watch out and This looks
Right.
kind of rude and funny. Maybe not say this certain thing. Maybe people they don't need to know this. And just watch what you say in a way,
Right.
and be respectful and just everything that just like it just sucks. It comes to a point where it's horrible. It's just like, man, I really want to redo because
Right.
I'm not happy with a lot
Right. But I
that took
think that it's
place.
good that we did experience this so we can help other people, because again, you said that you didn't know, you wasn't taught. It's different when you actually know and you're intentionally doing it. But again, this was your first experience. This was my first experience. Unfortunately, it wasn't the best experience for us, but we can give other people good advice to say, hey, and I don't believe, I appreciate you being honest with me, because you didn't have to say anything at all. I believe that honesty is still good. Like, I don't feel like you shouldn't have ever said anything. I believe that maybe because I've been around, no, but the thing is, I've been around people that you have dated and it wasn't uncomfortable. It wasn't. I think it was just the simple fact that I wasn't included in the conversation. I think that that's the only thing that made it uncomfortable.
And I just think it's pretty. It can be a teaching lesson for somebody else, but it's just hard to go through that. And like, man, like, now you're hearing about it now. You're like, man, I wish I would have thought about that before I said it or before those conversations happened. And, that is so. It's just damn.
Right.
I
I mean,
And you go from different relationships where you like, oh, I did that good. I did,
Right.
mark off so many things as a checklist, doing this, doing that, doing this good, and doing everything good. That it's like when you get into a situation where you're not, you're not being thoughtful, you're not being the best boyfriend you thought you was. Almost being like a humbling situation.
But I
To
think
like,
that you didn't have really anybody that had high expectations for you or high standards when it came to some stuff. So when you met me, mine was probably a little bit higher standard or higher expectations, or my thought process was a little different than other people you have dated.
I never, and two, I was mostly the relationship I was in young.
Yeah,
And
but almost 30 ain't that young.
well, no, like, well, most of them, like, not the ones like in and out of relationships here and there,
Yeah, you was in a
barely,
long-term relationship before me, so.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
Even if you off
especially,
and on with somebody for 10 years,
right,
that's still a
especially,
long-term relationship.
no, right, but when y'all got a toxic, negative relationship, you don't care. You never don't care mentality about
Oh, okay.
how you treat. You're not trying to do your best anymore. You're just like, it is what it is. Nah, since you messed up, I messed up. It's just like, it's about to be just
So do
a
you feel like
whatever
so
relationship.
you bring that into the new relationship, but I don't care type of thing? Like, I'm just saying,
No,
like,
no, not in
oh, okay.
ours. I'm just talking about the past relationship. If you break up, get back
But
together,
I'm
break
saying,
up.
did you bring that mindset in
No,
with you?
no,
Oh, okay.
no.
I was just wondering.
Just
Okay.
never. You go through relationships like that, you don't. You're not really improving yourself. You're not getting better at anything. You're just staying
Right.
surface level. Just everything
Right.
is surface level. It is what it is. Whatever. I'm not gonna get better. I'm not gonna change that. We both about to be just like, it's just used to old stuff. It's just about to be. It's not, this relationship's not about to grow in any way. We're just about to keep it right here, and it's about to stay there. If we make it, that's what it's gonna be. Especially if somebody did you bow or other people do you or whatever, you got the ball in your court, so you can do whatever. I'm not changing. It is what it is. So when you get out of that toxic and storm of a hurricane mess and you get into something new, you were like, you don't know. You just almost like a fresh baby in a way, or a fresh, just something new in a way. You just saying like, oh snap, like this is how you supposed to treat somebody in a relationship. This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do that. Like I didn't learn any of that. I was like going to a public school in a way.
You silly. I know what you.
I was like
You
going to
silly.
a public school, and you used to go to a public school, and now you're going to a charter,
Upgrade, right?
Right, upgrade. More private school. Like no, you're not supposed to walk and talk like that. You're not
But
supposed
that's
to
what I
act
was
like
saying.
that, right? And then you go
standards,
right,
and yeah.
right, and then you get with somebody else, and you be like, wait a minute, I thought I was the man. I thought I was doing great. Now you get somebody else, you find out like, wow, like I need some lessons. I need to go back to school. I need somebody to teach me. I need to understand. I need to get better at this.
Right.
And that's what's just hurt. It's just like so many situations that I know better. I should have. Well, I didn't know better, but I wish I would have did better. Should have worked on myself. I should have just.
Right. I'm trying to understand how you would even if you worked on yourself, how would you know in that situation if you wasn't taught that?
I should have seek help.
Right.
Other mature people. Should have got some mentors or people. If I want to be in a relationship, I want to be a husband, I need to go seek mentors. I need to go seek wise counseling and help and like, hey, do this. Sound like, yo, look out for that. Look out for that. Seek these people in my corner to make things better for that would have helped our relationship so much. Yes. I would have made it 10 times better than all this.
But now you are that wise counsel. Now you can be that mentor for somebody else to say, hey, I see you going down the wrong road. Look, I've been in this position. This is the right way to go so that it will not damage your relationship. And you don't have to go back and relive these hard moments. But that is not the only situation that happened there. You know what I'm saying? Like, the next thing I want to point out, because it was supposed to be a happy day for your grandma, which I'm pretty sure it was for her.
Did we explain that was my grandma's birthday?
I thought I did, but remember we started all the way over, so you could chop it up on. Put the one we was kind of going back and forth. Put that in the beginning of it. They be like, "Ooh, they arguing, ooh, they arguing," because we know the y'all like that. But the next thing, I'm sorry. Before we move on, did you have anything else to say about that? Okay, the next thing that was kind of like. Uncomfortable or awkward was this was the first experience I had brought my 2 children, of course, because we're already blended at this time. We're already staying together, like we together. Everybody know that we together, right? I just want to get this out the way. Shout out to your auntie Tootie, because I always like to bring this up because she came over, she met me, she was very welcoming, she was cool. Like maybe she discerned something in me, but she was telling you how this is a good one. You should marry her. If he don't marry you, you should leave him. Don't wait don't wait for years and months till you marry. You remember that? So I thought that was cool. So shout out to your auntie Tootie for that. She's dope. Another thing that was really kind of like, I would say is a red flag. I feel like, okay, you have a red flag, but you address that red flag. It doesn't have to be like, ooh, I see a red flag, I'm out of here. Give the person a chance to actually correct it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this red flag for me was, your daughter was there. I had brought my 2 children. All of your family was there, of course. Your sisters was there because this is your grandmother's birthday party. So we was all sitting together at first, and, your sisters was taking photos with just your daughter. You know what I'm saying? This is not the first time they've all been in this setting together, but... So my daughter kind of felt left out. She was kind of over there crying and,